Hey, what's going on, y'all? We are live. We are live. We are live. Hey, welcome to tonight's call. My name is Eric McKinley, and I'm the Director of Program Development of National Business Builders. And tonight, if you're seeing this, you are in the right place at the absolute right time. So what I want y'all to do is as you jump on, do me a favor, drop your city and your state, like it, share it, and tag someone. And I'm going to do the same. If you've been on the call before, you already know we're tagging people, we're tagging business owners, we're tagging family, friends, we're tagging associates, every and anybody out there who is going to want this information. Now, there's a lot of flawed information out there, but we want to make sure we can clean this thing up. So, like I said, like it, share it, and tag somebody. My name is Eric McKinley, and I'm the Director of Program Development of National Business Builders. And tonight, we are talking about business tonight. Tonight is a business conversation, y'all. How many business owners do we have out there? I'd like to know, how many business owners do we have out there? Wow, give me 1 second. I'm going to share with another group. And got to get this information out here because there's a lot of falseness out here that people don't really know about what's actually going on. All right. So just so you know, every Wednesday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're either talking about some business, we're talking about some finances. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about business. What is a business and what does it look like? Man, that's going to be a crazy question right there. What is business and what does it look like? To a lot of people, business is a, and I said this before, to a lot of people, business is an ATM. It's something that you just go to get money from, because a lot of people think that just going into business, you're just going to automatically start making money. Doesn't work like that. Had a conversation with a couple of people, and it was crazy because what they were thinking that business was and what I know business to be was a whole we were just missing each other. Okay. And we began to talk about, record keeping. We began to talk about tax minimization. We began to talk about reporting our income to the IRS. And I think when I said reporting the income to the IRS, I think that's when I lost these people. And because I truly believe that they were probably working their business, but they were working under the table, meaning that they were either getting paid in all cash, which there's nothing wrong with getting paid in cash in business. It's harder to track your expenses and your income. However, as long as you're reporting that income to the IRS, you're properly reporting it, and you have a good tracking system, it's not going to be hard. But they were just telling me I lost them. They were just, whoo. So, it was kind of like pulling teeth. And after that, I just got a lost conversation. So, but we got Miss Quartina Trafford on the call. She is out of Huntsville, Rocket City, Alabama. And thanks for
everybody.
Thanks for jumping on. I appreciate it. So we're talking about business and what people think a business is. That's going to be our continuing conversation, and what business really is. What does it look like? And before you popped on, I was telling the story about I met a couple of people that didn't really want to, they didn't want to deal with record keeping. They didn't want to deal with reporting their income to the IRS. I think doing some things that would be viewed as illegal. Didn't want to tell them that because I'm not a snitch and I'm not the man. But nevertheless, when you're talking about business, you got to be on the up and up. A business is not an ATM. It's not where you just go in and cash out, right? That ain't what business is. And also, there's some people back in the old days. You remember those old convenience stores on the corner? Remember those?
Mm-hmm. No, mom and pop.
Yeah, mom and pop's joints, right? Mm-hmm. They got that little button. They hit on the register. They thump, ding, and the register
Mm-hmm.
comes. And the money drawer opens, right?
Mm-hmm.
They take their cash out, and they're not putting it in a money bag, right? To go put it in a safe to count it later. What they're doing is taking that money and putting it right in their pocket. That ain't what you're supposed to do with your business. But nevertheless, we can do what we want to do. because that's what we do. And when we're not educated, and when we're not challenged about what right is and what right look like, then we kind of do what we want to do. So we got Miss Lisa Nixon on the call. She's out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I think she tagged her whole timeline. I like Lisa, man. Lisa tags everybody, man, because she realizes this is some good information. So if you're out there listening, thanks, Lisa. I appreciate it. If you're out there listening, listen, tag somebody, comment, drop a sign, pop a flare or something, right? Pop a flare or something. And I got a little time. I got to tag another group of folks, and then we'll be ready to get this thing going. Like I said, if you're just jumping on, Eric McKinley, Miss Quartina Trafford, guys, we are talking about business tonight. It ain't just about finances. It's about business tonight. But at the end of the conversation, it's all about improving and increasing our cash flow. I want y'all to know that at the end of the day, it's all about improving and increasing our cash flow. So you got to ask yourself, what are you doing to increase your cash flow? Now, a business is a great way to increase and improve your cash flow. It's a great way. But oftentimes, a lot of people don't even understand what cash flow is or what it means. Think about it. It's a lot of people that don't know. So if you don't know what it means, then you won't really understand what it is that we're talking about. Cash flow. There's positive cash flow, there's negative cash flow, and then there's that what do you call that? That still cash flow, right? That stagnant cash flow. Cash flow basically, positive cash flow basically is the amount of money that you have left over after you paid all your expenses. See, the problem is most people are cash flow negative, meaning that they have more month than they have money, meaning that they have more bills than they have money. Hey, good evening, Ladrika. Thanks for jumping on. I appreciate it. So you got to think about it. Is your cash flow negative? Is your cash flow positive? Or are you just at a standstill? Because even if you're at a standstill, eventually what's going to happen is your cash flow is going to slide back to negative. And people start businesses for several reasons. They start businesses for several reasons. I've heard it in my ear several times. You know, everybody's not cut out to be a business owner. Go tell God that. Now, like a little kid. Like a little kid.
Yeah,
now.
You said it.
Because God gives us the ability to create wealth. There's only two ways. That's only two ways that you're going to become wealthy. And one of them is being an owner. And the other way is being an owner and investing your ownership. So you have to learn how to be an owner and you have to invest. So you may want to be an owner of property. Maybe not a business, right? But you still have to run that property as a business. People don't get it. You got a job today. You got to run your household like a business. If you're in a relationship, married, you got your significant other, guess what? That's a business. That's a ship. And if that ship ain't sailing, that ship has sailed. If it ain't going somewhere, it's going nowhere. So you got to think about this. Stop telling people what you don't want to do and start listening so you can actually understand what's going to be better for you and your family. Building wealth. That's our responsibility here. And to be helpers one to another. So you got to think about it. Now, everybody ain't going to agree with me, and that's cool. The ones that ain't going to agree with me, they're probably going to get off the call or they won't look at it. They'll swipe right? But the ones who are looking for something new, something to improve themselves, somebody who has a challenge, right? They have a challenge. They're challenged. Maybe they are, they're shy. Maybe they don't have confidence. Maybe they're not working a good job right now, and they don't have the cash flow that they need. Maybe somebody's just looking for a better opportunity. Those are people we're looking for. Those are our target audience. We want people in our circle who want better. So I'm not fussing at you, telling you what you should and shouldn't be doing. I'm just telling you what the word says, and then we move along, right? Because that's it. Now, to say that business is not for everybody, I realize that everybody does not have a business mindset, but everybody can learn a strategy that can be used to improve their finances. Think about it. Look back about 14 months now. Look back about 14 months now and see if you were where you wanted to be, and then look at now and see if you're where you want to be now. I take it even further than that. Look at your 20-year-old younger self and ask your 20-year younger self, hey, why did you make the decisions that you made? Is your current self cool with the decisions that your younger self made? Think about it. But this goes out to all the business owners. And if that's you and you happen to see this, hopefully this will make some sense to you. So this is a presentation that I did before, but I want to show you exactly what a business actually looks like. There's a lot of people out there that really don't know and understand what a business actually looks like. All right. What does your business look like, a business, or does your business look like a hobby? I just want to know. Tell me something, team. Does your business look like a business, or does your business look like a hobby? Okay. Now, here's what I'm doing right now. How does your business fare? Is your business credible? Is it credible? Is it believable? So I did this presentation. This is part of my business credit presentation. And we're going to be talking about that sometime either this week or next week, about business credit and business, because probably all month long, Cortina, all month long in the month of June, we're going to be talking about business. So don't be surprised. All right. Don't be surprised. That's what we're talking about. So is your business credible? What's that look like? What is credibility? This is what you need to understand. And I'm talking about business credit here, but in the whole idea of it, credibility means trustworthy. Credibility means trustworthy. Is your business credible? Do they believe that you have a business? The first thing you need to understand is, just because you go out and get an LLC, that doesn't make you have a business. Cortina.
Yes.
You know somebody told me that they had an LLC. I said, okay, what that mean to me? That don't mean you have a business. That means that you went down to the Secretary of State, or you went online, you selected your business name, it was available, and you registered with the Secretary of State.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the first parts of your business looking like a business, though, right?
Correct.
You look official. You look official. People are going to start paying attention to you instead of you talking about, rocks and rubber bands, and whatever. You know what I'm saying? You got an official business name. Tell somebody you have an LLC, and you get excited, you get happy, but you want to select your name, right? Things you need to understand before you select a business name. You want to know you got to have a business name that can be trademarked, but you don't just want to select some old crazy name either. Think about it. What type of name are you going to think about when you hear somebody with a business and they got jazzy sexy lingerie at bigbooty.com, right? You gonna take them seriously?
Mm.
You gonna no, I'm serious.
No, you're not. Are you going to stereotype that business?
Are you gonna stereotype that person?
Right.
So now I'm talking to a select group of people right now, people of color.
Mm.
Why? Because most times, and I gotta say this, most times we throw a business name out there and we say, well, this is our business name, but you're looking to get customers. You're looking to get customers. So you want to be careful about what you name your business, because what you name your business, that's what people gonna know you by, right? So think about your business address. You're out there building a business, whether it's a traditional business or whether it's a home business, you're building a business. What's your business address? Now, it may behoove you, if you're going to be getting correspondence from other business owners, maybe even dealing with other vendors, it may behoove you to get a virtual address. If you can't afford a brick and mortar, and I recommend that you don't get one. That's a lot of overhead. But you want to make sure that your business address doesn't stay your home address. You want a physical address, okay? Think about it. Even if you're just doing something on the side, do a little bit of research and actually put yourself in a position, because now we're going to be talking about how to make your business credible like this, so you can build you some business credit. And that's coming up in the very near future. But this is all about how people looking at your business. You can't be running the business out your backyard. Certain areas are not zoned for that. Okay. Certain areas are not zoned for that. A lot of people, a lot of business owners, a lot of vendors are not going to trust the PO box. You can use one if you want to, but that's your prerogative. But people, what happens is people do what they feel comfortable with, not what someone tells them that's right or wrong. So you want to be careful of that, doing what you think is right and what you want to do. Research and find out what's going on. Okay. Another thing about your business address, it should be a long-term business address. You don't want to share it with other businesses unless they're all belonging to you. If all those businesses are belonging to you, that's one thing. Okay. But you want to make sure that you have a steady business address. Check this out. How your business is structured. That's all the LLC is. A business, a structure. Okay. We got Miss Valerie Norfolk thinking for jumping on from St. Louis. All you're talking about is how your business is structured. So anytime somebody tells me that they got an LLC, I'm like, hey, that's cool, man. I guess for me, Tina, it's more of, what are you doing with the LLC?
Mm-hmm.
Right? What's your products and services?
Right.
Yeah, think about it. So tell me this. Do you have an LLC? Cortina?
Okay. What was the question? You froze up.
Okay, my bad. Do you have an LLC?
Yes, I have two.
Okay. So what is one of your LLC's products and services?
One of them is basically repair and maintenance.
Okay.
Services.
So you have to have products and or services to be considered a business, not just an LLC. And a lot of people don't know that. And they don't know that because they're jumping the gun or they're listening to people who don't know that. So how your business is structured is basically you registering with the Secretary of State. You can actually be a sole proprietor and be a business owner. Okay. So those are some things that you got to look at. What else you got to think about? Like I said, is how other people are looking at you as far as conducting business. Do you have an EIN? EINs are free, but we have a lot of people out there. They'll get the LLC and they'll stop right there. They won't get an EIN.
Correct.
EINs are free. Why do you want an EIN? So you can actually file your taxes in your business name. Okay. Does your business look like a business or does it look like a hobby? These are some basic things that you're going to be doing as you structure your business. Now, that's if you want to structure your business to look like a business. Some people are cool with the way their business looks. But this is just a couple of one-on-one education, okay?
Right. And you'll also look at, Eric, for the bank account to open up a business bank account.
If you want to open up a business bank account, not just a bank account that you use for business, right?
Correct.
Because there's a difference.
There's a difference.
You're right. Opening up a business bank account, you're going to need your articles and you're going to need your EIN. If you don't have articles and you're a sole proprietor, they may ask for another form of paperwork. But yeah, you're going to need that for your business bank account. I mean, if you're doing business, and it goes back to this. How are you looking at yourself? Are you looking at yourself as a business owner? Or are you looking at yourself as somebody who just has a business? It's a difference. Do you have a business phone number? Wow. See, a lot of people don't have business phone numbers. They have a phone that they use for business. You're probably saying, Eric, what's the difference? Well, can I go to 411 directory and look you up by phone number? That looks like I'm legit, right? I look real credible. You can look us up right now. National Business Builders, you can look us up and you'll find us at 803-848-0070 in Columbia, South Carolina. We're going to have our address and everything. Okay. That's what we're talking about. So now it may cost a little bit of money to invest in your business and building your business and setting it up correctly, but it's going to go a long ways because your customer's going to be looking at you. You know that, right? It doesn't matter what I say on this call or on these calls, Cortina. At the end of the day, somebody's going to go back and they're going to Google me. They're going to Google the business. They're going to Google what I'm saying because they want to know how legitimate this information is. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They're going to want to try to validate who I am by how I'm set up and how I'm structured. They're going to want to do that. That's supposed to be a website, but your website, do you have a website? Okay. Do you have a website? Can people look you up and see what your products and services are? I ain't gonna lie, our website is messy. I need to get, I need to get my website together. It's a little messy, but we have a website and you can actually look at our products and services. You can check our events out and you can see what's going on. Also, your email address, sexydiva21@gmail.com. Anybody gonna do business with that? It's all about making yourself look like a business owner. And a lot of people don't know that. Business license may not be required for your particular business, but if you have a brick and mortar, you're gonna have a fire marshal come through. They're gonna have to inspect it, and business license is something that you want to have. Okay, you want to have that visible. And like you said, Cortina, the business bank account. Your business bank account is going to matter. You don't want to be commingling your funds, meaning you don't want to use your personal funds and your business funds. The story I told when I first came on about how people used to hit that cash register, take that money out and put it in their pockets. You got to think about that. They were using their business money to take care of their personal business, their personal affairs. And there's a huge separation. That's called piercing the corporate veil. And you want to be careful about that. So you want to open up a business bank account. If you're truly a business owner and you either have money coming in, you're having transactions, right? You want to make sure you're actually documenting that, and that's on that side. And it's a reason for that. Okay, there's a reason for that. And then of course, how are you going to receive payments? A lot of people like Cash App. They like Venmo. They like Zelle. And they're thinking, and in the grand scheme of things, I think people use Cash App because they think that it can't be traced. I'm here to tell you, it's not true. A lot of folks don't know. The more you have, the more transactions you have on Cash App. You have so many transactions, they're going to end up giving you a 1099 at the end of the year. See, every monies that you actually have and get in your business, you're supposed to report it to IRS. You're supposed to, not everybody does it, but even if it's coming through Cash App, which Cash App is a legitimate merchant account, but you don't want that to be your main merchant account. You don't want that to happen, because what happens if you can't take payment? A lot of people have merchant accounts through their website. A lot of people have, I think we got Square as well. We got about 3 or 4 different merchant accounts, because if that merchant account goes down, like I said, you don't want to not get paid. So that's what I had. And I wanted to share this because there's a lot of people out there who are talking about business and they're saying, hey, I'm set up, I'm straight, I'm good. You got an LLC, maybe an EIN, but when I go to look for you online, I can't find you. Or you just have an LLC and an EIN and you don't have any products or services. What are you doing? What does that mean? What are you doing? What does that mean? Just because you have an LLC does not mean you have a business. See, the way a lot of people look at business and what they think business is totally different from what business really is. Okay. And because we don't really understand it, most times, people start businesses and they'll expect to start making a profit the day that they start the business, or the month that they start the business. Those people are called unrealistic, and they're called desperate. I'm gonna say that loud for the people in the back who didn't hear me. It's unrealistic to think that you're gonna turn a profit the day or the month that you start the business. You say, well, what's realistic? Well, you know what? It could take 5 years to actually come out ahead. It could. That means that some people are building their businesses backwards. That means that some people are actually putting the cart before the horse. And they don't have enough money to fund themselves. They don't have enough money to fund their businesses for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Think about it. So I got some questions for you, team.
Okay.
Because I know you saw this. I know you saw this before. Okay. This is not new to you. You saw some of this information before. For the people who didn't see it, What about those slides that you saw? What about those slides that you saw as you talk to people about business ownership? What about those slides that you saw stuck out to you the most?
Basically, or what stuck out most is actually establishing a business name and getting that EIN. That's what stuck out the most.
And why?
Why? Because most people, let's say, um, I'm just going to throw this out here, saying I'm doing event planning, but I just do it from time to time. So they're calling it a business, but they're not, don't have an official name for it. But that time to time is adding up where they're doing it consistently, where they should establish a business name and basically get legit with it because they're earning money on a consistent basis.
Okay, I'll buy that. So now I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So check this out. What if I have a business that I'm conducting business from time to time, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
have a name, but I'm making money? Does that mean that my business is not legit?
No, not really. To me, that means you're just self-employed. Also, that's another form of self-employment.
Okay. So now let's say I'm making money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing everything I need to do. I'm making money from time to time, but I'm really just not taking good records, or I may just be doing it kind of like I like doing event planning.
Mm-hmm.
That's more of a hobby.
Yes, yes, that's
E-
more of a hobby that you turned into a type of profit. We've talked about that too, turning our hobbies into a profit. So
But
it's a business.
you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful of that, because just because I do something and I make some money from it, I'm still supposed to report it. But
Right.
am I actually conducting my operations in the format of a business? Because once again, at the end of the year, when it's tax time, or the beginning of the next year when it's tax time, and we're supposed to file our documents, if we don't have a good record keeping or record keeping at all, then we can't report to the IRS. We can report the income, but we can't report any deductions. We can't report any write-offs. We can't say that, hey, these were the expenses that I had.
Right.
And those are some of the things that I run into with people that say that they're in business, but they don't want to keep records. Remember, documentation beats conversation. So if we're operating in the format of a business, we need to be keeping records, because we're going to have to report that money. Somebody's going to see that we're doing business. Somebody's going to come around. Something's going to happen. Eventually, you're going to get caught getting money under the table without reporting
Yeah.
it. That event planner may be a great event planner, but it went from hobby to business when they started getting paid for it.
Right.
And I know a lot of people right now that are working. They're working businesses. They have businesses, but they're doing everything they can not to call it a business.
Mm-hmm.
I know how that sounds. It sounds crazy, but I know some people right now who are doing operations. They're working businesses, and they're doing everything they can to keep from calling the business. I don't know if it's because they on public assistance. I don't know if they on Social Security. I don't know why, but they're doing everything they can to not call it a business.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, shoot me some. I'm gonna shoot you some referrals, and if I shoot you some referrals, you shoot me some money.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, don't worry about writing me a check. Just cash at me or pay me cash.
Mm-hmm.
You just traded a service for money. You made a business transaction. You either made a business transaction, or, like you said, you self-employed. Either way, you made some money. And people are trying to do everything they can to circumvent the system instead of learning how the system works and actually benefited from it. You got Miss Lillis Lumpkins jumped on the call. Excuse me. Thanks for jumping on. I appreciate it, from St. Louis. So this gonna be a short one tonight, man. I'm a little tired, dragging. You know, I've been doing a lot of stuff in our businesses that's been adding up. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to make sure everybody understands that we're here every Wednesday and Friday talking about finances or talking about business. And a lot of people, the way you look at business or the way that people look at business, it may not necessarily be the way a business is. You want to make sure you, if you're going to be legitimate, like Tina said, you want to make sure you create a name. Create a name. Go down there and get it registered. If you don't want to get it registered and pay that LLC, I don't recommend it, but you can always do a DBA depending on what the state is. That what the state says. You can do a doing business as. Why not go ahead and get that LLC and lock it down? Get your EIN. Get you a business phone. Get you a business email. Go to GoDaddy or 101 or Wix and invest in your business and get a website. Just do a basic something. It's going to cost you in the beginning. It's going to be an investment, but in the long run, you're going to get clients. And the best employee that you can have on your team is your website. Got a great website working for you, putting your products and services up there. See, the reason why a lot of people don't want to say it's a business or even get started like that is because it is time consuming. It takes work.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to end with this on my side. You're going to build a business for somebody. And I said that this morning. I built a lot of businesses in my lifetime. I built them for Bell South. I built them for the utility company. I built it for the water company. I built one for the cell phone company. I've been building businesses my whole life. Paying bills, building businesses. So why not build something for yourself? So if somebody's out there on your timeline, Tina, and they're looking at it and they saying, hey, you know what? I hear what you're saying. I got a little hustle on the side, but I just don't want to get involved with all this taxes and stuff. And I'm just making a lot of money under the table and I just want to get it like that. If you got somebody on your timeline that may be listening, that may hear what I just said, what would you have to share with them?
Well, I would share with them that no matter how they feel right now, they need to look at the bigger picture instead of trying to work under the table. They need to see the pros and cons of it and more of the benefit of being legit and establishing themselves up front. Basically, it will pay off in the long run. And give them more, they'll have more advantages, I guess is what I'm trying to say, if they go ahead and establish themselves correctly instead of working under the table.
And that's some great advice, because a lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of tax advantages to being a business owner. Someone who makes $10,000 under the table, they may have made $10,000 and say, hey, I kept all my money. But on the other side of that same person that made $10,000 in business could have actually had $20,000 in business expenses.
Mm-hmm.
And they were actually upside down in business and didn't realize it because they weren't keeping records, right? They didn't realize because they weren't keeping records. They didn't realize it because they didn't report their information to the government. And they didn't realize how much money they left on the table because of the tax benefits of being a business owner. In the same sense, if you have a job and have a business, there's some other tax benefits that's out there for you. Why not let the government pay for your business? Why not learn how to shift your mindset, shift your income, shift your tax dollars back to yourself and have your own job tax dollars pay for your business? Why not let the government pay for it? There's a lot of things that's out there. So we're talking about what a business really looks like versus what people think a business is. And a lot of times we don't know. We listen to people who are not business owners. We listen to people who maybe our family, their close friends and relatives, things like that, who don't understand what business is. And they encourage you not to report. They encourage you not to, go forth and be legit. Or they discourage you and they say, you know what? you ain't gonna be successful. It's not gonna work. Go get a job, whatever the case may be. Just make sure you surround yourselves around positive people, people who understand what's going on in business, and people who can actually give you some valuable content, some valuable information. So, like I said, it's early night tonight. My name is Eric McKinley. You got Miss Cortina Trafford. Listen, like I always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. Like it, share it, tag somebody. And if somebody tagged you, get back with them so they can help you to get started. Because you may have an idea right now that you're working that you just need to do, tweak it a little bit. You may have some ideas that you want to get started. Okay. But at the end of the day, it's better to build something for yourself than just to build something for somebody else. So we'll see everybody at the top because it's too many people
struggling at the bottom.
Y'all take care. Peace.